Greetings, viewers, professors, and fellow linguists. Gratitude to Sel and Professor Astogi for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my major research work in a lesser-known language, and that's Thai Khamti. To speak few words about Sel, my own experience, Sel has inspired the Phil linguists not only to preserve their hard-earned Phil notes and research work of unwritten languages in the Vak Manthan, but also explore various domains of languages through workshops and projects. During Corona in the year 2020, we worked on Corona information flyers, and I had a great exposure while the Corona information flyers in 9 lesser-known languages of Arunachal Pradesh. I feel proud to be a member of ASEL and to keep up the spirits high as a committed linguist. Thank you once again. So today's talk is an outcome of my MPhil and PhD dissertations. I did my MPhil in Delhi University under the supervision of Dr. Shobha Satyanath and PhD under the supervision of none other than Padma Shri Professor Anvita Abbe. Thereafter, I came up with several presentations on Thai Khamti, but my most phenomenal work is my only joint paper with Professor Abbe, which is soon going to be published by Routledge Companion to Northeast India. And the title of this paper is The Fifth Language Family. I'm grateful to Professor Abbe for this opportunity. I have also submitted folk tales Khamti to Sahitya Academy and waiting for its publication. So today's talk, Thai Khamti, representing Thai Kadai, the fifth language family of India. Thai community and their habitat. The inhabitation of Thai stretches from the 6 provinces of southern China and the 5 countries of Southeast Asia, Laos, Thailand, North Vietnam, northern Myanmar, and Northeast India, which includes Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. The Shans of Upper Burma are known to be the oldest branch of the Thai family, and they are referred to as Thai Long or Great Thai by the other branches, who themselves are regarded as Thai Noi or Little Thai. It is also believed that the Thai were a ruling ethnic group long before the formation of the Chinese ethnic group. The civilization, cultural heritage, and traditions of the Thai are of greater antiquity in the present China region than that of the Chinese. Hence, the historians refer to Thai as the elder brother of the Chinese. Now, this is the Thai Kadai language family. Thai was categorized under Sino-Tibetan Node according to Grierson's classification of languages, but subsequent research classifies Thai under Thai Kadai. Thai is considered as one of the subgroups of Thai Kadai in the most recent classification provided in Edmondson and Solnit in the year 1988. And we see Thai is subdivided into Southwest, Central, and North. Under Southwest comes Northern, and under Northern, there are 2 branches, Thai Noa and Indian Thai Kadai. And these are the varieties of Indian Thai. This is the map showing Thai in Northeast India, Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. This colored part is where Thai people are settled. And yellow is Namsai, where Thai is maximally concentrated. So this upper part is Arunachal Pradesh, and Arunachal Pradesh is situated on the northeast end of India and is bounded three international boundaries: Bhutan on its west, China on its north, and Myanmar on its east. It also has a boundary with Assam, the state of Assam, running right through the middle, with Nagaland on its east. And you can see Namsai, which too forms the northeast extremity of Arunachal Pradesh and shares boundary with Assam and Myanmar. Now, the Thai languages, Khamti, Phake, Aiton, Khamiang, attested in India, are scattered in parts of Assam. But Thai Khamti is mainly concentrated in Namsai district of Arunachal Pradesh, this yellow colored, and mainly Namsai district, and mostly 90% of Thai Khamti are concentrated here, and also in the adjoining Myanmar, northwestern Myanmar. Outside Namsai district, Khamti is also spoken in Changlang and Tirap district of Arunachal Pradesh, and also, comprised of meager population. Also, few speakers are concentrated in parts of Assam, that's in Dibrugarh, Tinshukia, and Lakhimpur. Aitons are settled in Karbi Anglong and Golaghat districts of Assam, and in one village, that is Jonawan in Namsai district of Arunachal Pradesh. And Phakes are concentrated in Namphake village in Naharkatia and Dibrugarh and Tinshukia district in Assam. They are also settled in Namsai, and they share their space with the Tibeto-Burman linguistic group Singpos. Khamyangs are mainly settled in Pawimuk, in Margarita, in Tinshukia district, Soraideo district, and Jorhat districts of Assam, and also Namsai district of Arunachal Pradesh. These Thai people are generally settled in areas where Assamese is a lingua franca. Hence, they mostly speak Assamese. However, in Namsai district, where Khamti is the dominant language, the people of other Thai varieties speak Thai, which is largely influenced by Thai Khamti. So here we see this Indian Thai Kadai. Is lingua franca in Namsai. The Singpos, Khamti shares affinal and religious affinity with Singpos. Linguistically, they are different, and I find even the Singpos can speak Khamti. So Khamti is the lingua franca in Namsai. Aiton and Phake mostly speak Assamese. Khamyang we see severely threatened. Noda and Ahom are extinct, and Turung converted to Singpo. So Thai Khamti show intergenerational language transfer and has retained the language. Thai Khamyang speak Assamese today and do not show intergenerational transfer resulting in a language shift. Thai Phake and Thai Aiton are still known to show some amount of intergenerational language transfer. They, however, continue to be multilingual with Assamese and Hindi. Here it is important to mention that it is difficult actually to find a monolingual Thai speaker. Now, Ahom, Turung, and Noda are extinct. And interestingly, there is a non-coercive language shift of Thai Ahom and Thai Turung varieties to Assamese and Singpho respectively. However, there is no clue if Turung actually spoke Thai, except the mention of Grierson. Now, today's focus will be on tones and particularly morphology, because Thai Khamti is a tonal language with 3 level tones and 2 contour tones. And it's an isolating, morphologically, it's an isolating language, that is a monomorphemic language. It's like every word is a content word in some sense. Therefore, isolating languages are rich in morphology. So I will be mainly concentrating on morphology of words.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Fine.
Tones. In a tone language, pitch distinguishes the meanings of words as defined by Pike. A tone in a linguistic system is realized in such a way that it contrasts with other tones in the system while varying according to context. Therefore, in a tone language, tones are directly associated with syllables or lexical item. Hence, Macaulay says that to a speaker of a non-tone language, what seems to be a lexical item, ma, for instance, ma, are in fact 4 different words, depending on the associated tone. So let's see these examples, Chinese and Thai company. Here I would like to mention that while I was working on Thai company, I had difficulty in perceiving the tones of Thai language. And my professor, Dr. Shobha Satyanath, she suggested me to study Mandarin. So while I was doing my MPhil, I also studied Mandarin, which helped me to understand the tones and made me capable to perceive the tones. So here is Chinese. Here Chinese, ma with high level pitch. Ma is mother. Ma with high rising pitch. Ma is hem. And ma with low or falling then rising pitch is ma, becomes horse. And ma with falling pitch, ma is scold. So in Chinese, if I say thank you, I will say xie xie. That's an abrupt falling tone. And if I say, how is your health in Mandarin, I will say, ni shanti hao ma. So that's a tonal language. As Thai Khamti, you can see ma is high level pitch, becomes dog, and ma with grave pitch, ma becomes horse, ma with a rising pitch, ma, mad, and ma with falling pitch, ma, skunk. Now this is a tone graph in Thai Khamti, which is done by the native scholar of Thai Khamti, Chokok Manpung, and he is my teacher from whom I have learned Thai Khamti. He did it in the year 1993. And we see these 5 tones, 3 level tones, 1, 2, 3, high, low, and grave, and then a rising, and then a falling tone, 5th tone. And then there's a 6 and 7, short and vast tone. We'll discuss about these tones. So this is how describes tones in Thai Khamti. According to Manpung, Thai Khamti has 9 tones. Actually, the 5 tones, tone 1, tone 2, tone 3, tone 4, and tone 5, are contrastive tones and are used in the vocabulary of the language. Tone 6 is also used sometimes. I will explain this tone 6 and tone 7. But before that, let me explain this tone 1. Tone 1 is sung tam hat kun lu. What? This is how the native scholar taught me tone. Sung tam hat kun lu. What? Now, this is the high level tone. Like ma, and this is a low tone, ma. Ma, ma. And this is the grave low tone, and then this is the grave tone. This is again a level tone, ma. And the rising tone, ma. Falling tone, ma. Now, this tone 6 and tone 7 are generally used for prosodic purposes. As for instance, the word ka with a high level tone is go. Now, if I drive away annoying animals and I say ka ka, so that is tone 6, short tone. There is also a word, piche. which is an address word for elder sibling. So P is low tone, tone 2, and che is the tone 6. Tone 7 is lowest pitch, which is the bass tone. This is used in such words like, as for instance, yao. Yao is grave tone, level tone, which means finish. Now, finish is also used as a function word to mean perfective. Now, if I say eaten, eat is kin, and kin, which is a normal low tone, tone 2, kin. And if I say eaten, I will say kin yang. So that the yang is tone 7, according to Manpu. Now, root tone symbol is, he says, basic low phoneme of consonant letters. When we read letters, ka, kha, ga, ga, that is a root tone. And depressed tone is a subdued pitch for abbreviated syllable. This is how he explains that makmum is mango. Mak is a high level tone, which means fruit. And mung is a specific bound lexeme, which has no meaning in isolation. So makmung means mango. Sometimes, instead of makmung, native scholars, native speakers say mamung. So that ma is depressed, mamung. Now, these are the tones. I hope I could explain. Now comes the schematic representation of word in Thai Khamti. Words can be morphologically divided into bound word and free word. Bound words can be grammaticalized words or classifiers. Is there any noise? Okay. Hello. Okay. Bound words can be grammaticalized words or classifiers. And bound words can also be specific words or specific bound lexeme, which are non-meaningful and a lexically restricted word. That is, it does not have meaning in isolation. As for instance, makmung. Mung has no meaning in isolation. That is again a bound word. And also we have grammaticalized words, classifiers, which are always used as morphological prefix. Now, free words can be divided into content words and function words, or grammaticalized words, or classifiers. Content words can be divided into monosyllabic word and compounds. Semantically, content words can be divided into generic words and specific words. Now, nouns in Thai Khamti classification system. One of the defining characteristics of the Thai Kadai family is the classification system. Now, these languages essentially are classifier languages and hence may be understood from the classificatory system of noun classes. Most of the nouns have a binary function that is referential and classificatory. Example, noun has a referential property of younger sister and classificatory property of females. We see more examples how generic words in nouns which are open class are generic words and may be referred to flora and fauna. So these are also generic words and also noun class like pa, fish, no, bird, mak, fruit, mang, flying insect, mong, crawling insect, kau, rice, bamboo. Now, all the names of fishes will carry the generic word pa, like patin, pamau, pakun, and so on and so forth. Nok chop. Nok chop. Arrow. Chop is a specific bound lexeme, which has no meaning in isolation. Nok chop together means sparrow. Makmon. Mang mi. Now, mang is flying insect, and mi is a specific bound lexeme, which has no meaning in isolation. And mang mi together means butterfly. So also you can see examples like cow, So khao tek is popped rice, khao pong is fried and pounded rice powder, etc. We also see that generic words were referred to humans, kinship, and terms of relationship based on the criterion of gender, relative age, generation, collateral and affinal relations, and social status. So po is father, and we see more kinship words. Po chow is father's or mother's elder sister's husband. Po kui chow is father's or mother's younger sister's husband. May is mother. P is elder sibling, Nong younger sibling, Khoi son-in-law, Pao daughter-in-law. These are all generic words. There are also words that refer to individuals skilled in various professions like expert, artisan, teacher, and owner. Chow is male or owner. We'll also see that chow is a very productive honorific word. So we'll come to that later. Chow as owner, we see chow hu is boat, and chow hu means boat owner. Chow hun means house. So owner of house is husband. Chang is expert. Chang kham is goldsmith. Kham is gold. So Chang kham makes goldsmith. Chang is expert or artisan. Ya is grass. So expert in grass is doctor. Now we see that nouns with generic reference becomes a classifier subsuming various specific nouns. So we see the formation of disyllabic and polysyllabic words, adjunctive nouns. Kun is man and can be semantically extended to a class of males. Hence, we find these words, kun sit. Kun sit is wise man, sit is clever, and kon is man, also is male, it becomes wise man. Kon hit amu, man who does work is laborer. Who is person, which has come from human classifier, pa or pa. Hence we come across these words. Pasao is girl, kamau is boy, mau is young man. Now we see more words, how disyllabic words are formed and how words are formed. Generic word and generic word, or generic word, specific word, or specific bound lexeme. We see that the first lexeme is a generic word, which plays the role of a classifier. And the second word is obligatorily bound. Now, in the first case, ho-chel is head and heart, which makes heart. Ho is head and chel is heart. Both are words. And chow is also used in the formation of many other adjectives and nouns. Ho can is a specific word, but has a meaning, which means shoulder. So means shoulder. Su chum, su is tiger, chum is royal clan, which makes leopard. Mang mi, mang is flying insect, but me here is a specific bound lexeme, which means butterfly. So this is the thing, we can understand these are, shoulder is a specific word, royal clan is a specific word. So sometimes it is generic word and specific word, or it is generic word and specific bound lexeme, or generic word and generic word. Now, generic words are also used as function words and lexical words too, content words too. So let's take the words hang and to, which both means body. Hang is used, hang body is used for humans, and to, which means body, is used for both humans and non-humans, and also in the sense of living physics. The reflexive pronouns is derived from to. So we find to kal. To is body, and cow is first person singular. So it's like my body becomes myself. To mang, your body becomes yourself. We also find formation of noun, hang tai. Hang is body and tai is die, which makes dead body of humans. We find adjectives, hang hai. Hang hai is worn out body, which means ugly. Or there are also words like to mangsa is body not good, which is pregnant. We come to this word property. It's a generic word, and how this word is also becomes a function word, used as a function word. There are two words for property or things, kong and kung. Nouns are formed from kong and kung. Here are the examples. Chao kong is owner, kong lu kong tan is donation, kung kin, thing and eat becomes eatables. But we see kong, which means belonging to, is also used as a morphological prefix. Thus, konko, property and first person singular, is referred to mine. Kongman is his or her. We see generic word, which again functions as you see in grammatical construction actually. Na, face, and lung back denote the anatomical parts of the human body. So kanna, kan is side and na is, the kanna is front side or before. Kanlung is back side, that is behind. Now let's take the word na, which means face. Face can be used for anterior events, that is, it can be earlier in time, that is past, or ahead of time, that is future. That is the interesting part here. So let's see these examples. Kanna mai lakhanai Tony. So earlier the boy played well. So kanna is side face, ma is locative, lakha is boy, nai is definitive, and to is play, ni is well. Earlier the boy played well. Or I can say kanna mai man changpin chao chang ya. So in future he might be a doctor. We see more lexical verbs also measures speciality, that is directional complements. Cargo describes an action of moving away from the source towards goal. So the source could be a speaker himself or the place. And ma, come, denotes the place of destination towards the speaker. Now this ka and ma, go and come, are also used as function words for past tense. But then it depends on, it also takes the directional complements. So let's see these examples. My mother fed make out on her ma, because it's coming towards the speaker. So it's ma, come. Now, if I say my mother fed others, it is going away from the source, then we use ka, that is go. So make out on her ka. We also see semantic overlapping of word classes, and Scampy allows coding of a given concept, both in noun and verb, adjective and verb. So we can only talk of words performing the functions of noun and verb. So kai can be both lay eggs, verb, also only eggs, noun. So nok kai ti hang is the bird lays eggs in the nest. So nok is bird, kai is lay eggs, ti is actually strictly postposition, and here is preposition t, and hang is nest. Now this sentence, pasai mai thang kutsi tao nai khau kai wai. The tortoise digs potholes in the sand to store their eggs. So here kai is eggs, store is for keep their eggs. It's why, it's keep. So the tortoise dig potholes in the sand to store their eggs. Now, honorificity, Thai Khamti community is exemplified in their extensive use of a rich paradigm of honorific words and particles of deference. Now, both within and outside the family, elders are shown deference by the younger ones. Within a family, males are the recipients of honorific words more compared to the females. The in-laws class are also shown great amount of deference based on relative age and gender. Now, the nature of social organization expresses honor, respect, and humbleness, not only to Buddha, but also to those who belongs to the highest social and religious category, like monks, than people belonging to the royal class or holding a higher political status, like chief of a village. The pronominal system also provides an elaborate paradigm of words denoting honorificity and humbleness. And we see the same in common nouns and kinship words. So this word chow is most commonly used honorific word, used both for kins and non-kins in nouns as well as in pronouns. So this is the list of words, honorific words, used both for kins and non-kins. I'll read few. Chow used for male and female kins and non-kins. Chow, sra is monk. Chow is the honorific word, and sra is teacher, which makes it monk. Noi, male kins younger in age. Choi, female kins and female non-kins, like nang choi is address term, formal address term for madam. Che is female kins, K is male kins. So I might say Keao, it's an address term for elder brother. K is also used as an address term for female non-kins. Make is elderly ladies. O is male kins. O is used for male kins, father-in-law, and chief of a village. So O is actually an address word for father-in-law as well as for the chief of a village. We see the use of chow in pronouns like Mao chow, second and third person pronouns, Su chow, you plural, Man chow, Khao chow, and we also see in first person pronouns I humbly as politeness, Kau kha. So kha is actually a content word which means slave. We also see literary use of honorific words like kun used both in nouns and pronouns. So kun pi, kun sang is referred to God, but kun pon is also used for respectable people. Kun is also used in pronouns. Mao kun is you, but used only for literary words. Pa is used for royal section of people. Kai pa is again an honorific word which suggests the sense of the creator of universe, and we can use for prince as well as for parents. Now, gender. Gender is a derivational category. Nouns may be categorized into gender classes based on several strategies like kinship nouns, age, marital status, occupational terms, etc. The kinship nouns like father is also used for male, may mother is also used for female, nang younger sister is also used for female, as I say nang chor. Now, generally po and may, when used as a gender word, low tone is used instead of a high tone. Also, we see elderly ladies, age, ya is grandmother, but we use a low tone for ya, which is used for elderly ladies. Sao and Mao for female and male youths and spinsters and bachelors. Marital status, for marital status, we use may. In occupational terms, we use kun, which means man, but also is used as a gender word and is a productive nominalizer. You'll see many occupational terms, in many occupational terms, kun is used. So these are the examples. Pachai, or Pamao. Pachai is man, Pamao is young man or bachelor, Poying, woman, and so on and so forth. Now we see that gender words are not only sensitive to humans and non-humans. Masculinity shows further sensitivity between humans, animals, and birds. So in animals, the gender word is thuk, so mo thuk is ox, and for birds it's pu, so kai pu is cock. But for female animals and birds, we use male. Plurality. Cow is used as a plural word. So plurality in Khamti nouns and pronouns takes place by suffixing this word cow, which is actually they. But cow cannot be regarded as an inflectional suffix because it is variously glossed as he, him, she, her, they, them, and all, others, other people. Now this, we also come across this one. Third person plural is also used as an associative plural. So cow is also used as an associative plural, which means noun and others. So cow is a plural word as well as a third person plural pronoun. Now for they, third person plural pronoun, we come across three words. Cow, that is they, and man cow, this is also they, which suggests he and his family. Now man is third person singular pronoun, and cow is the plural word, which makes it they. But this man cow also suggests he and his family, a group, associative plural. Another word is unkal, which means they, and this unkal, unkal has come from mukal, where mu means group. Cow is used for animate and plus human, and nekau or nekau is used for non-humans and inanimate things, because nai is used means this. Now here we see examples. Lakakau is boys, laka naikau. So kau and nakau both can be used for humans, but naikau is only used for non-humans. Pamau, pasau kau, boys and girls, kun naikau, houses, etc. Now we see dual number pronouns also for first person and second person pronouns. Hangku is we2, songku, you2, songka, they2 are all derived forms. Now, ku denotes classifier for pairs of things. Ku is a cognate of ku in Thai, and it means classifiers for pairs of things. Now, songka is they2. Ka is a cognate from Thai pake, which means both. We also find classifiers of plurality like pa and fung, which means size or multitude, and which means like for instance, pahin is stones, pa is many, or it talks about multitude. So pahin stones, hungo herd of cows, ngo is cow. There's another word, tangbung. Tangbung means all or country, but tangbung can be used as a plural word. It's a classifier for plurality. So lakha tangbung means all boys. Kun tangbung, all men. Kun man tangbung, man is village. So kun man tangbung is all villagers. We have also words like tangan, which means all inanimals, and tangsong is both. And then there are quantified words like partitive numerals, which means proportional, approximate, and unknown number of items. So kampong is some, chon is few, namlai is many. We come across adjectives. Now we see that a good number of adjectives find its origin in chow, that's mind, hang, body, and nu, face, referring to the mental abilities, emotions, attitudes, and physical characteristics of a person. Now let's see the example of with Chau, which means mind. Now, sadness or worries depict the difficult mental situation or compressed mind or painful mind. Hence, we come across these words, kapchau, yapchau, maichau. A generous person possesses a good and affectionate mind and with the attitude of giving. Hence, we see this word for generous. This is a polysyllabic word. Chauni anhau anpan. Chau is mind, good mind, ni is good, and anhau, one who gives, anpan is one who distributes. So good mind, one who gives and distributes is generous. Now this is very interesting, the polysyllabic words. The language uses compounding of two or more than two words in forming polysyllabic words, and we come across analyzable polysyllabic words and analyzable polysyllabic words. Now, in analyzable polysyllabic words, the meaning of each constituent is transparent. So let's see the examples. Chaupi Tankanan is an analyzable polysyllabic word. Chaupi Tankanan, astrology. Naikaputu, even then. And analyzable polysyllabic words. Maiko sumpai. Mai is bamboo, ko is pile up, sum is burn, and pai is fire. And this is the name of festival of fireworks. Maiko sumpai. Or let's see this example. Na pi ho. Na is maternal, pi is elder sibling, ho is head, and po is male or father, which is head of the family. So head of the family is na pi ho. And we see that Thai Khamti is a sing-song language. We see reduplication, which is very common in Thai Khamti. So Lang Nin Lang Tao. Lang is a classifier, and Nin is land, Tao is ash, which makes Lang Nin Lang Tao land. Or Hang Pao Hang Man means every person or individual. Third example is Long Hit Long Pai, concerning hit is do, long is concerning, and pai is run, which makes it activities, both domestic and business. Long hit, long pai. We also see complete reduplication in manner verbs, nouns, and quantifiers. And this is very beautiful. Nini pin pin si, nini pin pin si is the conjunctive participle. So nini pin pin si is happily. Nam nam laila is too much. Kaka khai business or trade. And Sasa is beautifully. Puntuk puntuk su, pun is rain, tuk is fall, and su is progressive, that is continuous tense. So puntuk puntuk su means raining, but it can also mean a construction like it is raining again and again. We come across this word, expressives or morphological reduplication. Now, expressives are used with color terms in Thai Khamti, and each color term has a different expressive word. Now, expressives are onomatopoeic in nature. See these examples. Neng ha, dark red, nakutkut, dark black, and so on. Expressives are also used with modifiers. And we see Sien Sokso is very beautiful. Sung Wen Wen, very tall. Reciprocality is another grammatical criterion found in Thai Khamti. And we see the reciprocal word kan, which is derived from Proto-Thai and denotes two kinds of meaning. One is mutual or reciprocal, that is each other. And the other is many or severally or togetherness. See these examples, disyllabic words and polysyllabic words. Hopkan is meet each other, it is mutual. Kaukan, kau is enter, kan is the reciprocal word. Kaukan is entering together, so many. Paikan is running helter and skelter. There are more polysyllabic words, and some undergoes partial reduplication. Kakan makan is visit each other. So go and come. It's ka is go and ma is come. So kak and makan is visit each other. Nik and sunam is being in good terms. Tank and monkan is to discuss or discussion. Now, the clause structure in Thai Khamti. Thai Khamti is prototypically an SVO language. However, we witness SOV order also due to Indo-Aryan influence. And interestingly, while the other Thai varieties of India show SVO word order, Khamti shows the dominant use of SOV order. But we see both orders in many sentences like this. Kon nai, khau khai, the man sells petty. Kon is man, nai is demonstrative, khau petty, and khai is sell. SVO, kon nai, khai khau, the man sells petty, both are possible. Now this is interesting because I'm focusing more on words. So we see that within NP, as I said, that Thai Kadai is prototypically SVO language, and still we witness SOV word order in Thai Khamti, maybe because of Indo-Aryan influence. We see that within NP, modifiers like possessor noun or pronoun, numeral quantifier, follows the head noun, which is a characteristic feature of a typical SVO pattern. So here it is, let's see the noun phrase, possessed and a possessor. So one pan is glass, chow is father, father's glass. Now, a section of disyllabic nouns is also derived by a similar pattern of possessive relationship between possessed nouns and possessor. And we see paho, head's clock is turban, hangten, west's nest, the bee's nest, house of bees becomes beehive. Now this is more interesting. Syntectic expressions or polysyllabic words. We see that a large section of adjective nouns and occupational terms are formed by the juxtaposition of syntactic expressions, like he knows, he understands. Okay, so puhu, pucha, who is knows, and chang is understand. Or I can also say who is male person, who is knows, who is male person, chang is understand. I can remove this pu how, replace this pu with fun. So fun hu, fun chang. So like man knows, man understands. Or I can say nang, female person. So nang hu, nang chang. All these three means learned person. It also means he or she is learned. So it can be a polysyllabic word as well as a grammatical construction. More examples. Hu tang khao, a male person cooks rice. This is a polysyllabic word, an occupational term, I can say. Cook. Cook is hu tang khao or chow tang khao means cook. Now let's replace this pu with the third person's singular. Man tang khao, he cooks rice. This is more interesting. Kun hit na. Man hit is do, na is field. So man who does work in the field is farmer. We see here, man hit na, he cultivates. So this is the conclusion. Thai Kadai is the new entrant into the Indian subcontinent, and it is the youngest language family of the country. Khamti being an isolating language shows its unique characteristics of being monomorphemic. Every word in the language is a content word in some sense. Function words result from grammaticalization of content words. The language shows massive use of classifiers. The Thai languages, other than Thai Khamti, are drawn towards the Indo-Aryan languages such as Assamese. Even in Thai Khamti, as I've shown you, the influence of the Indo-Aryan language can be attested in the realm of the syntax. So in general, we witnessed a voluntary language shift to Assamese among the speakers of many Indian Thai Kadai languages. And it will not be long when we may see many languages of this family going into oblivion, but we can preserve the language. It's a plea to the native speakers of Thai, all my brothers and sisters of Thai, to preserve their language. And they're doing quite a bit. Thank you so much. Here's Chokak Manfu. And
thank you so much, Dr. Vishakha. I must say it was an extremely comprehensive layout of the entire language, starting from the phonetics and the phonology of it. And then you talked about a little bit of the word formation processes, the different word formation processes. Then you went into the sentence structure. So I must say, like I said, I started this lecture with zero knowledge of the language family, and I can say now for like very satisfactory that I now can at least talk about the language with someone else. So thank you so much for doing this. I would like to open the house for any questions that you may have. If you have any questions for Dr. Vishakha, now is the time to ask. If you do not have any questions, then we can go ahead. All of you can mute yourselves and unmute yourselves if you want to. If you want to ask your question, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask. Okay, I think, like I said, it was very comprehensive and very thorough, your presentation. Thank you very much once again, Dr. Vishakha, for doing this with Cell. We must say we learned a lot from you today, and we hope to have you again with us in one of our future sessions. Dr. Preeti Tiwari says that it was a wonderful session. Yes. Thank you very much, Dr. Preeti Tiwari. It was indeed a wonderful session, and thank you very much once again for coming, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.